Okay, so, well, here's take two. Oh my god.
You're an idiot.
Pretty much, yep. Alright. Composure.
No.
Hello, this is your host, Garrett Pierce. I'm the owner of Northwest Trueshot, affiliated with several companies in the outdoor lifestyle, and also a diesel technician. I want to thank you for listening to the Trueshot Podcast today. I hope we can help make your shot a true shot. I'm here to bring you everything I know about outdoor-related topics. I want to help create a great connection between us and build on each other's skills out in the field and at home. To keep up to date, please follow us on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, please give us a like and subscribe on our YouTube page. All of our episodes will be posted there with visuals if you'd rather watch than listen. And now, without further ado, here's the Trueshot Podcast. That's kind of what we're doing here. We're just trying it out, seeing how it goes.
I'll let you know.
And just so you guys know, on the YouTube page, we are going to have bloopers and everything set up. So you're going to get a little bit more content than everybody else just listening to the regular podcast. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Truly do appreciate it. And hope you guys like this podcast, because we're going to be posting every Sunday. That's our goal. We're going to go every Sunday and post on this podcast. So thank you guys very much. I don't know if these are going to upload on Sunday, however. I'm going to try and get them out tonight instead of getting out on Monday, because the podcast most likely will actually update on Monday. So if you're watching on YouTube, you will get to watch this earlier than other people. Tonight's a little bit later of a night. We've had a issue with the microphone, so it's been like a 2-day ordeal, but it's working now. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you for watching the Trueshot Podcast. Welcome to episode 1 of the Trueshot Podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about myself, talking about what I do for a living, about my business, how I got involved in hunting, and other things. So, to start off with the first topic, we're going to talk about what I do for a living. I'm actually a diesel technician for a contracting company that we do solar fields between Washington to California, and then further east into Wyoming and down to Arizona. Most of the work we do involves groundwork instead of laying out all the materials for it. So we have a lot of dozers, heavy equipment, big excavators, and things like that. I do a lot of work on semis and on our contracting rigs, so our smaller rigs such as Fords and whatnot. But that's not really why you're here. So let's get into my business, Northwest Trueshot. Obviously, people who are seeing this on our Facebook page, YouTube, and Instagram, you've been following us for a little while, and I truly appreciate that. But for others who are just now joining, Northwest Trueshot was founded in 2020 in January, I believe. We started this business with a partner, and now currently it's just me just doing everything. I am trying to air on this podcast, as well as post videos on our YouTube page and also on our TikTok, Instagram, yada, yada, yada. So we have a lot of internet presence. However, currently we're still trying to build products here and create a store. So that's what we get to look forward to. And that's part of this podcast here, is to try and get people to learn about what we do instead of just, follow this, follow that. I'm trying to talk people into and learn what we do, because we had an experience over in Wyoming where we got to do that, and it's really cool. I think it really turned a page in my business lifestyle, and here it is. And this is what it's turning into. So, welcome to the Trueshot Podcast again. And please give us a like and follow on our Trueshot page. Now, back to it. How did I get involved in hunting? I got involved in hunting with my dad many, many years ago, as far as I can remember. We always went waterfowl hunting and deer hunting, elk hunting. Most of it, again, was waterfowl hunting. That was my major upbringing, was waterfowl hunting. I remember going and sitting in burlap fields with him and just watching him hunt. That's all we did. We went and laid down and we'd whistle like widgeon, and I mean, it was something that I wish I could experience again as a little kid, just because it was really fun. It's hard to say it because it feels like it was just yesterday, just that feeling of sitting there and enjoying time with your dad and just watching birds work. It was truly amazing. But now I'm getting to share this experience with you. I'm going to edit that out. That was loud.
You're going in circles again.
I'm working on it.
You do that.
Early success stories. My first kill was actually a duck out at a lake that we hunt at, and it wasn't a very good one. It was a water sluice, which I try not to do anymore, but it's just the way I hunt. My second success was actually a goose off of the river down here in Central Oregon, the Deschutes River. And I actually have to thank my dad because he shot it first and crippled it, and then I ended up finishing it off. And that was probably my pride and joy for a very long time, was getting that goose. Especially because it was the last bird that my dad's dog got to retrieve. So that makes it a little bit more meaningful, for sure. But, I mean, I guess here's the next topic, is talking about passion, and all of these stories create the passion that I have for hunting and for the lifestyle that I live. All of these things have taught me lessons throughout my life to bring me to where I am. Filming and taking pictures, and now doing a podcast. It's, things in life teach you about qualities, and one of those qualities is to never give up. That's what I learned from hunting. And it all just helps create a passion for how I live, and I want to share that passion with you guys. And I'm sure there's hundreds of other podcasts out there that are doing the same thing, and all I can do is give praise to them. They are out there talking about their passion, and I'm glad to be here talking about that with you guys. Now, what kind of hunting do I like to do? Now, main hunting that we do throughout the year is mainly elk, deer, and waterfowl. We do a lot of hunting in those aspects. Mainly elk season is probably one of my favorites. Secondly is going to be waterfowl, and third is most likely deer season. I truly enjoy and respect all of those. Obviously they're my first three picks, but man, the sound of a screaming bugle early in the morning is unreal, and then getting to watch those birds work into the decoys is just, before the sun comes up, and watching that sunrise, it's something that you just don't get to experience every day. And then, deer season, when you get them into the rut, seeing them chase does, I just couldn't leave those three are untouched for sure for the rest of my life. It's just it's incredible, all three of those. Now, secondary hunting, we mainly do bear hunting in the spring. We've got a spring bear tag over here as well as turkey tag. So we do a little bit of both of those. Last year we kind of fell out because we had a lot of snow, which made it really hard over here in Central Oregon to really go for turkeys or bear, because we had snow all the way until June, which was really good because it helped our fall this year. We're having a really, really good winter so far. So hopefully that stays up. We also do cougar hunting. We don't really go for cougar. It's more of a tag in case you need it, more or less. It's really hard to hunt cougars over here. It's definitely not impossible, but currently right now that's just not quite on the agenda. But another type of hunting we do is coyote hunting, predator control. There's a lot of farmers out here that are calving during the winter and early into the spring, and they truly need help with the predator problem. There's a lot of coyotes running around that are getting into calves and getting into the deer population. So we truly try and help and go out after coyotes to help that predator control. It's just, again, it's kind of a season filler until we get into turkey season and then into scouting season in the summer. But that's mainly the hunting that we do here at Northwest Trueshot. But we're definitely going to be pursuing other avenues here in the future. What kind of camping do we like to do? Well, this year was our first year doing any backcountry camping, and I have to say that is definitely one of my favorite types of camping so far, just because you're in touch with nature. It's right there, and it's so cool to just camp out underneath the stars, 5 miles in or more, and just truly grasp nature. Because anymore, you can get a tent, you can get a camper and stuff like that, but backcountry camping is definitely by far my favorite so far. We also do a variety of tent camping, mainly during the spring and summer during our scouting seasons. It's quick and easy. It's not really that cold at night. You get warm, hot days. Mainly you're out scouting and looking for animals at that point, just trying to set up your season. So we really just do tent camping during the spring and summer. Again, just it's more of a scouting resource than it is a camping style that we do. But that's the way we are. So next we also have wall tent camping. Now we do a lot of wall tent camping mainly during deer season. Deer season's a little bit later over here. It's the first week in October into the second week. However, that is changing this year in Oregon. It's now going to be the second week, as far as we know with the regulations. So it's definitely going to bring a bit more of a bite. So wall tenting is definitely going to be really, really nice coming up this next year because of the cold weather and everything that we're going to have. Because last year it was averaging 22 to 26 degrees at night. So having a tent and having an actual kitchen to cook in and a place to sleep at night is definitely a lot better than just regular tent camping. The last option we have is trailer camping. Most of the trailer camping that we do is waterfowl season. I have a cargo trailer that we take around and we use a heater in there, but we don't really have a setup for any trailer camping besides that. So that's kind of just every once in a while. That's not our main choice that we pick or anything like that. It's just another way of getting out there. So we don't really do a lot of trailer camping. However, it is nice having that cargo trailer during waterfowl season because it's a lot colder. So that's our style of camping. Those are what we do. And next we have, what hunting trips was I involved with this year? starting out, we had our elk season here in Oregon through August into September. And then we had our elk hunting in Wyoming as well, which was a really fun trip that we will be sharing more on to the podcast with, but I don't want to spoil it. Then our third trip this year was deer hunting in Oregon. We hunted for a week. Yeah, just over a week here in Oregon for deer, and it was a successful trip, which was awesome. And lastly, we're doing waterfowl from October until the mid of January. So it'll go into next season, and I'm sure we'll be talking about more waterfowl hunting here on the podcast. Our successes this year. Our first success really, I can't, it wasn't a successful, I can't even say that either. It was a very successful trip. Well, trips. All of our elk hunting trips this year were unbelievable. Between Oregon and Wyoming, we got on elk every day, and we were chasing them, and we had opportunities to shoot at animals. And I mean, that is definitely a success this year in my book. I got to learn a lot from other hunters, as well as I learned a lot about myself, which was a key to success this year. I think next year we're going to have a lot more on the table for our elk hunting season, and I think it's going to go a lot better. Our next successful trip this year was our deer hunting. We were fortunate enough to know our tags in early July, and we got out and were able to set up trail cameras and spot bucks immediately and continue to track them throughout the season and watch them grow, which was really cool. But we were able to get on this deer this year and get Kayla's first buck, which was awesome.
Go, Fred.
He was a very unique buck, and it was truly awesome this year because this was the first year that we were able to film everything. We've got a camera now, and we're running everything full-time film. And it was awesome to get her first buck on film, so that way we can experience, that moment again for many years to come. And that was probably, I think, one of the best successes we've had this year, just because the way that the trip planned out and getting her first buck, it's just, that was definitely the best trip of the year, I believe. It was truly successful in every aspect, and yeah, that was, I have to say, that was our best successful trip this year. Now, we also have our waterfowl trips, which we are very fortunate to know a lot of places around Central Oregon and over in the valley for waterfowl hunting, and we usually are always successful. And I think this year was very special because I got to hunt with my father a lot, and between last year was very difficult because it was the first year we moved out. I didn't get to do that very much, and it kind of took a toll on me, waterfowl hunting. It wasn't the same, so I was really fortunate to get to hunt with my dad this year a lot, and hopefully we'll have more trips here into January with him. And yeah, those are also very successful trips. Now we get to talk about our future episodes and kind of wrap this first episode up. We have a lot of future guests coming on here. Today was kind of just a interview day, so we'll have more guests on here. We'll be able to get Kayla on here and talk about her first buck and her hunting experience this year and last year. And then we'll also have my father on here and just talk with him and just, try and get a better atmosphere here, because I know that listening to me is probably not the funnest thing in the world to do, but I'm glad that you're doing it. So We also have future episodes planned with some of the buddies that we hunted over in Wyoming with, and just kind of get them on here and get them to talk with you guys. I know I learned a lot this year with them, and I'm hoping I can bring that education to you guys as well. Another style of episode that we're going to be doing here in the future are gear reviews. Now those are going to be a little bit shorter episodes, and we're probably just going to talk to them little snippets here and there about the gear that we used throughout this year, how they played into our successes, how well they fared with the rugged terrain and things like that, and just get you guys to know what equipment I use, what I prefer, and hopefully that will help you guys be more successful out in the field. Also, we'll be giving more episodes about how to take care of that equipment to make it last longer, to make sure that it's prepared for next year. So all you have to do is grab your bag and go. We mainly try and do that during the summer, so that will be another episode that will probably be launched later into next year. Other future episodes are more in-depth stories, obviously with Kayla getting her first buck, our Wyoming trip, and many other hunts with my dad and other people this year. So hopefully we'll be able to get lots of stories on here, just talking and getting to know the way that we set things up, how the season goes, how certain hunts went, and also fishing trip. Those are the future episodes that we have scheduled for this year. Obviously there are going to be many more if we're going to be trying to do this once a week. Oh, because it's just more intriguing that way.
Oh.
Especially gives our YouTube channel a little more content, because you guys are where it's going to really start coming in, and it's going to be strong because we have a lot more content there right now. And so we're going to try and give you guys a little bit extra, just a little bit extra what it truly is. And so I want to thank you guys for subscribing to our page and our channel, and hopefully you guys keep watching videos. So how do you think the first episode went?
A lot smoother. I've heard you record 10 different times so far, maybe a dozen. You finally calmed down, finally quit with your ums and buts and stopping and stuttering. It was kind of rough the first few goes to listen to, but
it was definitely rough. There's going to be a lot of editing, I still think, throughout this. However, it's not going to be as bad.
No, not nearly as bad. You finally calmed down in it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something new. Obviously, this is my first episode, so I feel like from here, this is just the start, and it's going to keep rising up. But that was definitely a new experience. Haven't experienced anything like that before. And like I said, I think it's going to be good. I think it's just going to continue to be good. And once we start really getting more comfortable and getting a better audience, I think that'll help as well.
You really need a co-host, though.
I would agree. I definitely agree. So I'm going to keep trying to work angles at that, whether I can get you on here more often or what. But today was mainly just to try and you guys get to know me a little bit more. And then I think the first episode that we have you on, or whoever our co-host is, we'll have more of a just interviewing them instead of interviewing me. So you guys can get to know who I'm talking with and
right.
who they are.
Yeah, I think you have a lot of great options, especially with all the guys you went to Wyoming with. I'm sure a couple of them are more than happy to jump on for you. And
Mm-hmm.
I know your dad would love to be on here. His dad, oh my God. He's got some cool stories to tell, but to top it off, he would love to be on this. So
I think so.
When we head back one of these times, you're going to have to drag him on.
I think so. And that's the nice thing about this setup here is it's all mobile. So I can do this anywhere I truly feel, which is going to be the nice part about this podcast is it's not a set area. So I can do it. I mean, even if we're out hunting, I could do our podcast episode. But I don't know how well that'll go. We'll see. But
I don't know. You got this.
I think it's always an option. So
yeah, smooth it out as you go. Especially as you get more comfortable. That's the big thing.
Yep, I would agree.
Yeah, but you did great your first episode. I can't wait to hear it come out.
Me too. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Trueshot Podcast. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube page And I truly hope you guys... This is what we're still working on. I truly hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and please give us a like. And so, we'll see you guys on the next episode. And also look forward to Tuesday. We will be posting day 3 of our deer hunt. And that's going to be an awesome episode. You truly are going to want to watch it. Catch you guys later.
See ya.
And just so you guys know, on the YouTube page, we are going to have bloopers and everything set up. So you're going to get a little bit more content than everybody else just listening to the regular podcast. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. We truly do appreciate it. And hope you guys like this podcast, because we're going to be posting every Sunday. That's our goal. We're going to go every Sunday and post on this podcast. So thank you guys very much. I don't know if these are going to upload on Sunday, however. I'm going to try and get them out tonight instead of getting out on Monday, because the podcast most likely will actually update on Monday. So if you're watching on YouTube, you will get to watch this earlier than other people. Tonight's a little bit later of a night. We've had a issue with the microphone, so it's been like a 2-day ordeal, but it's working now. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you for watching the Trueshot Podcast.
So you do know you have like a radio host voice, right?
Oh, I totally do. Can't you tell? I lower my monotone. I'm like, thank you for watching the Trueshot Podcast.
You do, like every time you're actually recording, but then when you just like talk in the camera, like, just by the way, guys, you know earlier, it's normal. And then you jump on the air and you're like, this is the Trueshot Podcast.
See, this is part of the blooper reel.
Oh,
this
God.
is why we do this.
Can I request to not be in the blooper reel?
I think you're kind of stuck. You're in the camera shot and in the audio.
You know, shit.
This is just what we do. This is like an everyday ordeal. So.
It's because you're needy.
All right.